The thing about like predicting on panels or whatever, I guess we're filling time, so I can say so. Like, this is like, it's so random in Dota sometimes.
Yeah.
Because a team that should win doesn't always.
True. We have the teams entering on stage with Liquid taking their positions first.
我们知道 Liquid 的战队在刚刚过去的2017年是
They'll be on the left side, same side as LGD ones. LGD set earlier today.
强队，也是我们 SLI 系列
Could be the lucky left side.
Players care about stuff like that.
Yeah?
They remember.
They're superstitious.
Everybody is when you're competitive at anything. You want to feel like there's something outside your control.
Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, we're gonna see who's, well, actually, let's say Liquid wins this one. That means that LGD actually has to go on the other side. So if Liquid wins it again, then today left side was all victorious. We're gonna see them fighting over it tomorrow then, sure. But Team Liquid ready to go. We have fixed our technical issue. We're just waiting for Infamous to also take the stage. And that should be very soon. As the BBC is also waiting for them to be ready to enter the stage.
Let's welcome Infamous.
There they are indeed. The South American squad. Oh, from the side, their jerseys look very like Liquids, don't they?
Yes.
I'm like, oh, he's wearing a Liquid jersey. But from the front, it's obviously different. But, yeah. And then you see them wearing the scarves because it's cold in the arena.
I can't believe the players are playing in t-shirts.
Yeah,
It's actually so damn cold here.
I mean, you're sitting here in your winter jacket. I was about to say something about it, but like,
I mean,
no, if I would have brought mine, I would have done it maybe too.
It also is
Slightly
a very
jealous.
professional looking jacket, so
It is a very professional looking
no
jacket.
hate.
That is true. That is true. All right. Infamous and Liquid, we've talked about it at length now, and we kind of know that Liquid should be taking this one fairly easily. But as far as Dota 2 teams go, let's say Liquid beats Infamous. You know, it's likely gonna happen. Let's say it's not gonna be 18-0. Does that mean that Infamous is better than EG?
It definitely means that.
Is that what the conversation is about right now?
I mean, that was.
I mean, that's how Dota works, right?
Yeah.
That was sad.
That was sad.
I was casting that. No, it was worse than 18. It went all the way to 21. They need to beat 21-0. That's. You could tell they wanted it because like they were wasting their force staffs in that one fight to try to save Kuro, because they were like they really wanted to preserve that 0.
Get the 0 out. Maybe Infamous can do better. And a couple of kills on the board. It will all come down to this draft, though.
Yeah.
That's such a big portion, and it will be so interesting to see how Infamous is going to play this, because most of their experience is against the South American teams, and the experiences that they have in international lands, not very successful at all.
Yeah. So you watch them at Galaxy Battles. What do you feel like? They just have to be really aggressive, right?
They have to win their lanes.
Yes.
I feel like that's probably the only way they're going to beat Team Liquid.
Yeah.
If you could come out of the lanes and win all 3 of them, you have a really strong shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Because every time they went in against OG, they went late game 2 times, and OG was losing those games early on. But as a more experienced team, they just like find and capitalize mistakes that Infamous were making.
Yeah.
And Infamous is a team that will make mistakes down the stretch, much more than Liquid will. So if you could shorten the game length and just kind of storm at Liquid and get them out of the game quick, then you have a good shot.
Do you think it helps Infamous that Liquid has, of course, got this massive target on their back, and by now everybody knows how Liquid plays, which hero they play, you know, how important they put focus on, for example, GH, how much focus they put on him. Do you think that's going to help Infamous? Because there's just so much more known about Liquid than any other team at the moment.
I feel like that's true for most teams, and then Liquid's one level beyond that. It's like, it reminds me of TI3 Alliance, where you know exactly what they're going to do, and they're still going to beat you anyway. So
and they're still going to do it.
That's like the scarier thought, because now what? Now you know what's going to come at you.
I miss Alliance.
Yeah.
If there was a team I was a fanboy for, like Liquid, EG, Screw that nonsense. Alliance is the team like I will blatantly shill for. If Alliance even comes close to being tier 1 again, like for me, they're top of my list, best team in the world.
Oh, we name our LAN team the what was it? The Amateur Alliance or whatever.
No, we had some real. We were. I don't know if some of the names that our team is appropriate.
No, we were the Alliance of Amateur LANs or whatever we were called.
Someday, maybe.
We were undefeated in California.
Yeah.
Shiver.
I mean,
why
I
we
believe
named
it.
We're like the only 5 people that played, but
No, we had a sick best of 3 against Jimmy Hill stack.
yeah, we did beat the Jimmy Host stack.
That's
was-
important. I mean, that's good. Beating Jimmy on LAN.
There's mind control.
There's my control indeed. The full Liquid squad is passed on your screens.
Yeah.
Not Alliance level yet.
It's hard to surpass the TI3 Alliance like dominance,
Yeah,
but if there's a team that wants to do it,
that's Team Liquid.
I mean, as fun as that was to watch, I think it's good for the game that there isn't a
Sure.
super dominant team, right?
But
I
there was,
love
at
the-
some point, there was a little bit rough of resurgence at some point. Nature's Prophet and Lone Druid got buffed or something,
Yeah.
you know, and they were back for like a month or two. It was like, oh my god, Alliance is back.
Bulldog saw this recent TI and he's like,
Gotta try again.
I mean, there's 3 bans now, so I don't know if Bulldog could play anymore.
the hero puddle, I like that.
I've never heard that before.
That's an instant- Have you never heard it?
I've not heard that.
The Bulldog memes are so good.
That is so creative.
Yeah, whenever
like,
they-
when I
whenever
first
they-
saw Hero Puddle, that was so
he has the
creative.
best fans because when they flame him, it's so creative.
Yeah.
Oh, love the hero. I like it. I'm gonna use that. Don't know when,
Yeah.
but at some point I'll find a way. To,
When people
to
flame
get
me, it's so it's so boring.
It's,
Yeah.
it's about Storm Spirit when they.
Yeah, or it's like this guy has no idea what he's talking about, you know. But Bulldog, when they get into him, or like BSJ, you know, these guys in the community, they have like the best stuff behind
I
them.
think the people that are flaming BSJ and Bulldog, they are a level closer to the Chinese fans. The Chinese
Yeah,
fans
yeah.
have the sickest memes.
Yeah, that's how I know that I'm
Yeah.
not very popular because my flames are still low tier.
Yeah, it's like tried and true, the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
I like the red scarf. It looks kind of like a bandana.
Yeah,
looks like
does.
PA or TA. Templar Assassin. Doesn't
Yeah.
she have like a scarf thing going on?
I was more thinking it looks like a robber,
A what?
like he's gonna rob a convenience store. This is way more fashionable on Stinger here with the hat as well. By the way, he is wearing a jacket, unlike the rest of his squad.
He's ready to play.
He's ready to play. I think everybody is about ready to play. I think we are ready for them to play as well. We have got some delays, of course, in getting the game going, but I'm sure that soon we're going to be able to kick off that so important draft. Of the
Some
first
differences
game.
too on these squads, like no coach
No coach.
on the side of Infamous.
Yeah.
Liquid, of course, have had Heen for quite some time.
Yeah. Do you think it makes that big of a difference if you don't have a coach for your drafting? Because there's a lot of teams that actually don't have it. I think Newbie doesn't have one. Or maybe,
Newbie,
now they do, I think.
Newbie doesn't. I asked KP about that at Kiev
Yeah.
because they were probably Secret S Sunbee. Out of the top 4, they're the only
Yeah.
ones without it. VPA have art style.
Well, Newbie has Lee. They had Lee, L-I. Never heard of, but I think in one of the tournaments they had Lee. I don't know if that's one of their standard ones or if, they're just trying it out, which I can understand because they are not used to having one.
Yeah. I think when I talked to KP at Kiev, he said, like, we don't feel like we need one. The thing about it is when your ideas are varied and the leadership is very flexible,
Yeah.
then the need for a coach is
kind of falls
lessened.
away.
Yeah. Whereas like guys like Kuro and Puppy and to a certain extent like Ramses, for example, / Solo. Ramses, of course, like drafts are fun too. They're a little bit more rigid, so it's good to have somebody kind of like give them the opposite opinion, like the opinion that you don't necessarily want to hear, but is important to hear.
Sure.
And that the captain then respects as well. I think that's one of the
Yeah.
bigger ones. You have to have a coach that, you respect his opinion in terms of the
you laugh,
Dota
dog?
knowledge. But the draft is on Omni-Knight Razor, removed by Liquid on the Radiant side, and they also banned up the Tiny now. And on the Dire side will be Infamous, and they have banned out Chen, Lycan, and Enchantress with the first pick, Sand King.
Yeah. So do you take Wisp or Earth Spirit here?
I think Earth Spirit is much safer as a pick. Wisp, I mean, it's a great hero, but also not exactly too in meta, at least.
Yeah. Or you could take Rubik.
Sure.
Rubik Earth Spirit.
Actually, I like the Rubik more out of the three you suggested so far.
Alright, Rubik is just so sick against Sand King. Oh, they've learned.
Okay. This is a combo that Fnatic used to run a lot, or still runs a lot. The Fnatic Disruptor ET combination. Actually, they just like ET a lot, and they run it with like Rasta. But I wonder how Liquid's gonna play it.
Straight up Viper.
That's a
And
very
this would
early
have been a
Viper pick.
sick Rubik game.
Yeah,
You
this would
get
have been
Burrow Strike, you get
Viper Strike.
well the Corrosive too. Now you counter Viper with a break yourself.
Oh, sick.
It's like an ultimate counter. When I see Viper on the other side in the pop, I'm like, get wrecked, pick
You got him?
Rubik.
I think Liquid really liked Disruptor from their series against you because it feels like you just get kills like crazy with this hero. Like this hero
Yeah.
feels very strong to play right now.
In the recent LAN in Philippines, ET was, I think, the best position for hero in that tournament.
Yeah.
There was so much fighting involved, and he comes in and he claps, and generally you just win fights.
There is a downside for picking him early though, is you can get countered by heroes like Lifestealer
Sure.
that just run at you. They don't really care. You can't play in the offlane against that hero as ET. At all phases of the game, Lifestealer is very nice against you. Unless you get like the me mags and disable them. Wonder why they decided to take Viper so early though. Lane Dominator?
Maybe. But, I mean, I thought revealing a core unnecessarily early is not exactly the best way to go about it.
Wait, is Miracle Captain but Kuro is using his mouse? Did they misclick or something?
That seems like it. You know what the funniest thing out of all the like coach, captain drafting thing is that
Actually, before when we saw the team earlier, right?
Yeah.
what?
It was Miracle that was holding the note. It was
Ah.
Miracle that was holding the paper with the notes. So
Okay.
maybe he is just drafting this tournament just to see
Kuro
how
has
it goes.
his hand on the mouse. I
Kuro
don't
is
know, dude.
very...
No, Kuro has got his hand next to the mouse, but he's ready to jump.
Yeah.
if needed.
But have you guys seen VGJ Thunder draft? Like
No.
everybody gets up, ROTK sits down as the coach. It's like, get up, I'm sitting down, I'm clicking it. And then they pick, and they
When they lose, he lays into them.
yeah, for sure.
He gets in there.
Now
We
that's
heard-
a coach, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how you 3-0 EG.
Yeah, I heard they asked him to like, because the other teams were still practicing when they got knocked out of the tournament. They had to be like, yo, you need to take this conversation elsewhere. This is,
It's too much.
yeah, this is, because he goes in. Okay, so they take DK. All right, believe it or not, DK is like one of the best heroes against Viper, and like
Really? How's
Why?
everyone thinks that Viper like crushes DK. I've not seen a DK lose to Viper.
But,
I
but
remember
why is it?
Limp played it against somebody too, thinking that. It's
Yeah.
because you have such a high amount of armor, like
Yeah.
a stupid amount of regen, that once you get Soul Ring, you can't harass them out. And because of Breathe Fire, it's very hard for Viper nowadays to last hit.
So that's it, yeah.
Are you worried about corrosive at all?
Not really.
Okay.
So we thought the same things. Like the first time I saw this matchup
On paper,
was-
right? It's so
Yeah.
Viper favored.
It was at StarLadder, and then I saw the matchup 3 subsequent times,
Okay.
and the Viper got crushed in every single one.
All right.
It was StarLadder Complexity versus, I need my memory not to fail me right now, LGD.
Okay.
Coincidentally, and Cole picks the DK thinking like, yeah, we're gonna, or Viper thinking like, we're gonna crush this DK. Nope, wasn't even
Okay.
close.
Well, we'll see how that matchup gets played out.
By the way, last 3 months, Infamous' Viper, 100% win rate.
All right. Well, that's why
they've
they
played
first
8
phased
games
it. Okay.
with it, and they
Makes
haven't lost a
sense.
single one. And in terms of supports, I was actually going to say, they've played a lot of Ogre Magi, and I mean Bane is obviously in there, but Ogre Magi and Winter Wyvern are pretty high up there as well. But they go for the Earth Spirit instead. 64% win rate with 11 games played.
Really think they should take the Lifestealer on the side of Infamous. There's a ton of value. He has 2 vehicles in both the Earth Spirit and the Sand King. It's very nice against the DK and the Disruptor and the ET. Doesn't care about any of those heroes.
Does being a drafter or drafting in general make you a better Dota player? Like, if you wanna learn more about the game, think about it in a different way. Would that not, like, I'm thinking, like, maybe, what if Miracle is like, you know what? I know how this mid lane goes.
Yeah.
I've done it before. I want to have a new challenge, but he still wants to play mid.
I would agree with that if it wasn't primarily Crow talking and holding the mouse.
No, I'm thinking Miracle is like, I saw him with the paper. I'm like wondering, what is he doing with the paper? Maybe he got a love letter beforehand
Yeah.
or something like that from a fan. You don't know.
Pick the life stealer.
Brewmaster it is first.
Yeah, I mean, Brewmaster is another hero that doesn't want to play against Lifestealer. So
No.
I'm definitely down with that pick.
It's not one of the best heroes for Infamous.
Alternatively, you take something like, I don't know, some like BKB or BKB-esque hero, like Luna or Jug. But I think Life Stealer has so much value here.
You know, the first core that shows up in their most picked, other than Tiny, is Slark.
Wow, that is not a hero.
And it's very far down. Like, they have been experimenting a lot with cores, I guess. Or they go for the Dazzle first.
So that's a core Sand King.
Yep.
Oh, Huskar them.
I like that ban. I like that ban. Because even though
Oh
like
no, they banned it.
they have ways to deal with Huskar, right? Because the Storm Panda could dispel the
Yeah.
healing. They could Cyclone up in there. But I feel like if there's one way you could lose, is you get Dazzle Huskar.
Good
so
Dazzle Husk.
it's like a very safe ban.
That's so cool.
So obviously Dazzle Terrorblade is like the second most popular combo, but that's
Yeah.
also banned out. Is there any other like Dazzle hero that comes to mind?
I'm not sure. Sand King Dazzle's nice though, because you burrow, get right next to him.
Yeah.
You'll always get the value.
Sure.
Remember the old Orange team? Their favorite combo was like Shadow Demon, Dazzle, Sand King tri-lanes.
Right, right.
It was so beast. You'd like disrupt, stun, then you'd have like four
Four
targets.
heroes.
Yeah, I really like that Orange team.
I think Naga Dazzle is also up there with just illusions.
Yeah.
You could just
Is
bomb them.
is CK a hero that would be good for Infamous?
It's all right. I think ET's quite good. They have a lot of clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't Brew like destroy the illusions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or do a ton of
Oh,
damage
yeah.
to it.
Yeah, I guess
Eventually
they
you can
have
out-tank it,
massive
but you know it's
control.
going to be a while before that.
Really feel like Lifestealer's the hero here, especially since the Brew exists. Like all the illusion heroes just feel so much weaker. Either going with Gyro or Lifestealer, and as an off chance, maybe something like Jug.
All right, well, they're ticking into their bonus time. It's going to be
Okay.
Luna.
So the BKB hero. Do you see the Dazzle synergy here at all? It kind of feels like a
They want to aggro.
aggro lane with Luna Earth Spirit.
I think if you can give Sand King the one-on-one against Brew, you'll be very happy. And yeah.
Right, so we're looking for a Matu hero. Anything obvious coming to mind?
TB would have been the best one.
Unfortunately, for Liquid, that one is banned. No Terrorblade for them. Does it have to be a hero that can be kind of self-sufficient, because the disruptor is going to rotate around as is the ET?
Yeah.
I think Disruptor has to stay in the lane, right? He needs levels before he could do much.
Yeah.
And I think he is actually really weak if he gets a aggressive tri lane. So I think the carry that's being picked here has to be really strong on his own.
All right, it will be the Gyrocopter.
Gyro.
Lumi,
I could see Infamous going for that offensive tri lane and like
Yeah.
pummeling this very weak Liquid.
what does the Infamous need to do to win?
Win the
Aggressive
lanes.
tri lane, win the lanes.
Yeah.
That's
win
it.
The lanes.
What does Liquid need to do to win this? Will?
Don't let Infamous win the lanes.
Or be Liquid.
Show up.
Show
I
up.
think that I actually don't mind Infamous's draft that much at all. I think
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Okay, okay. Now, I believe this is a first in, definitely a first this Dota Pro circuit. It might be a first at international lands. We have a full British casting duo.
Wow.
Not even kidding. It is time for Infamous versus Team Liquid with OD Pixel Imperium Flags.
Thank you very much, Shiva. And indeed, I'm OD Pixel. I'm here with good old Pyrion, and we're ready to bring you the excitement that is Liquid versus Infamous with a casting pair
I know.
that's countlessly been requested by Reddit.
Apparently.
I mean, they just can't get enough.
I mean,
of us.
that
They've
was
never
not
even
me.
heard
That
us.
was not my alt accounts or any of my friends or family.
But
It's
we're
just-
bringing it to you because
We are.
we know you guys love it. And this game, it's one of those games where it's going to be very exciting to see what happens.
honestly, if you stayed up late for this one or you've got up early, I said this was the alarm clock series of the year.
Yes. But this could be sort of the series. It could be sort of like the Twilight Hour series.
It
you know,
really
that
could.
Something amazing happens.
And this is when weird stuff happens. This is when it happens in these kind of moments between reality and midnight.
And things change at LAN. You know, everything can be different. We
That's
don't know how
right.
well Liquid can play on LAN. I
Yep,
mean, they've only
you
done a
never know.
couple. You know, TI.
They've
Whatever.
changed all their names. What is this? Angel Arena Player, No-Tail 43. This is going to be tricky.
Don't worry, it's only on the loading screen.
Oh,
Ted.
okay. Thank
That's,
God.
that's just they'll fix it in one of the 2 weekly patches. Don't worry.
Okay,
That
yeah.
one gets
What is up
sorted.
with that?
It's all gets sorted. But we're into the game now. We have Liquid, of course, versus Infamous. As the panel was saying, they said they don't think Infamous' lineup's too bad. They kind of like what Infamous have done with their draft. Would you agree, Ted? Are you liking this sort of
Yeah, but
Luna
apparently
dazzle?
I was actually just listening. I would have thought Viper would crush any melee mid that he's up against, but according to William, Viper shits on DK. Oh, sorry, DK shits
yeah.
on Viper because the damage reduction from the breath means that he doesn't really care about getting right click. He has so much regen and armor, it just doesn't matter, and eventually gets to the point where you just can't bully DK out of lane, even as Viper. So I think that's interesting. I mean, I think they're both quite. I quite like both drafts. If you look at Infamous's draft, it looks like most pub games. Look
It's
a
quite-
lot like
it's a
this,
nice
you know?
standard, it's
a,
got a
it's
clear
pretty standard
agenda.
draft, yeah.
Oh, Schofield. He'll have to roll himself away as
No
you have a bit of
bother.
a battle.
The only problem is, regardless of the draft, this is your reigning world champions against a team that finished third in their qualifying group. So I'm not saying it's all up against Infamous. This is going to be tough. This is going to be a tough one. They need to win the lanes. That's what the panel was saying, and I could not agree more. Infamous need to win their lanes and hope that they don't get liquidated.
I see. You see Liquid here really wanting to try and take away this bounty rune. We'll see if it's going to be allowed. Oh, the roll's
it's a
going to get
little whiff.
juked.
Well-
GH and Mike's job with a split and first blood. It's going to
Okay.
go the way of Liquid.
And he's going to get the bounty.
Oh, can they get a return kill though? Look at this.
uphill
Oh.
miss. GH is going to walk it off.
He's out of here. He's just that little bit too speedy. I think Katara is going to come and hunt. But he's out in the tree line. Oh. It was a good attempt, but not
It
quite
was. First blood, and they stole the bounty rune, and he TP'd out.
that. And Mind Control's getting this pull on
And
the
he's
creeps.
feeling the wave.
Yeah.
They're all up in their minds already.
This is going to be that nice starting wave for Mind Control, taking it away of this tri-lane as well from Infamous. Infamous putting a lot of focus on trying to make sure that they get that safe lane for the Luna up top. And we'll see what we have in mind in the mid lane matchup. We have this, as you said, this Miracle DK, Pepita Viper, which certainly could go both ways. With Miracle, though, being on the Dragon Knight, you do have to sort of favor him in this 1v1. Up top, looks like Schofield's getting pretty aggressive here. They're sort of playing around behind that top tier 1 tower. Bottom lane, Stinger. It's being forced back by Kuroki, but Stinger's managed to get the creep pull as well. Look at this, look how deep these guys are.
It's
They're trying
aggressive.
to find
It's very
GH,
aggressive, but
the
they
heal
block
as
it.
well.
He might get, no, he's not going to get GH.
He's going to turn into
Oh.
Schofield. That's always the worst.
I feel like when you're playing up against someone like Liquid, the problem is they will push their hero to the absolute limit, and they'll be comfortable doing it. They know exactly how far they can push it. I mean,
Oh.
Kuro might have overextended here just a wee bit.
Oh, he goes straight for the TP out. Oh, he
that
doesn't
was
make it.
close. That was close.
This is good for Infamous. They get
Yeah.
themselves a kill in the first couple of minutes. They're going to be happy with that. Top lane Katara getting pressured pretty heavily by Mind Control and GH.
He is. He's got 5 last
Look at
hits.
these punches as well from GH.
Yeah, they really do hurt. Especially once he gets that the spirit on you and stuff, then he really starts to punch really hard. This was, wasn't it Brewmaster and Elder Titan in the previous matchup as well? In the previous series we saw,
I think it might.
they ran them in a duel offlane, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It's
So-
scary. They're 2 beefy lads. They walk at you, there's not much you can do.
absolutely. And hard to punch back as well with a
Yeah.
missed chance from the Brute. Yeah, look at this Luna. Sure, she's got the Lucent Beam at the early stages. They do have the heal bomb if they can get in good position, but for
Yeah.
it to really do something, they need to have a third hero. They want to have Skullfield on the Earth Spirit up there, but for now, Skullfield's actually looking down towards the bottom. They found Kuroki again. This is going to be the second time
Yeah.
the captain of Liquid's going down. That's, yeah, you're killing the captain there.
You are killing the captain. What's that going to do to morale, Owen?
Exactly.
That's what I want to know.
You know,
Their team look
Kuro-
over, their captain's dead again.
He's effing and blinding over
is.
there. He's absolutely furious.
Effing and jeffing.
One lane, Matu.
Matthew can give it the walk away. Nice, he got the rocket off on
slow from the
old
caustic
Sting.
finale.
Here we go. He's
they
going to
get-
get him. They're going to bloody get him.
I don't know, it's going to be close. They have that burst strike. They've got
Oh
him.
my
The
goodness.
Fairy Fire as well, keeping Stinger alive.
What is happening? Infamous are up 3-2.
GH, he can't quite close the gap. Is he going
can't.
to have the Spirit again in a minute? Ooh.
Oh.
Schofield. He could play around with this though, Ted. Look.
He's
just
going to just
chasing it
biff
back.
him. He's got the creeps with him as well.
He's got the smash in a second. Is it going to be no? He's got the boulder smash.
Oh my God!
Schofield.
Schofield outplayed him.
He's going to die for this, sure.
He's not. He's out.
He actually is. They don't have the
Oh
range
wait,
for
the
the
rocket.
glimpse.
The rocket.
It's not going to be enough damage.
Are they going to chase him down?
They
there?
are
no,
chasing-
he's
no.
good. Mind control, going behind the tower.
He's got a TP.
He's going to try to TP away. Lucent
Oh!
Beam. Oh, they couldn't get him.
Oh. But look at this. Infamous.
Yep.
3.5 minutes in there, 4 for 2.
Yep,
This isn't too bad at all. They have got to be pretty happy with
they're
this.
doing it. They're bloody doing it.
How's the mid lane going? Mid lane, Miracle, he's got the edge. This was expected, though, as we said, with the heroes and
Yeah.
the players. 19 for 4 against the 14 for 2. But Peter's still finding something, but not always ideal. You know, you do pick that Viper to try and dominate the lane, and it's not happening in the mid lane. He's still going to have
It is
fun.
not. And I mean, DK, you know, this is the other problem is he's probably going to take your tower fairly
Oh,
early as
I mean,
well.
he's-
And what were the people were saying behind the backstage there? They were saying that in Genting, every team that took the tower, the mid tower first, went on to win the series or to win the game.
Look at
So,
this,
they
though.
booted him.
He
He's
kicks
booted
him back underneath
Quick,
the tower.
go and watch them killing
He's
some
going
creeps.
back in. Can they get this? They get some good body blocks from Scope, they've got a chance.
Kuro's going to stop him.
But if
yeah.
he get... Oh,
He's just. Oh! Here comes the second. Woman and the ball.
They got it!
They got him.
They took down Miracle!
They killed Miracle. That is in
the
itself
smash
a
of
miracle.
GH. They're going to get another
GH as well. What is
Could they
happening
get
over
Kuro
there?
as well? Look at the Skullfield and Stinger
Oh my
the
God!
heel
The
from
Dazzler's
XL.
here as well. Everything's coming up infamous.
Infamous! Look at this, 7 for 2.
You can't believe it.
Skullfield's been doing some big thing, and that TP through from the Dazzle coming into the mid lane to help
Absolutely
out.
turning it around, mate. I tell you what. Fog's looking at his hair in the mirror for one last time
Just
right
a
now.
reminder, if you missed it, Fog did promise to shave his head if Liquid lose this series 2-0. He'll appreciate me reminding you guys for that. But look at this so far, 5 minutes in. Farm, of course, still pretty good for
Yeah.
Liquid. You look at the 3 cores on Liquid, you got 28-11 on Matu, 28 for 8 on Miracle, 21 for 3 on Mind Control. But the rotations have been pretty hot from
Yeah,
Infamous.
infamous. They look cold, but they turned up playing hot.
Again in the middle lane. They're trying to get the kick back onto
Oh
Miracle.
my
They
goodness.
don't even need it. Stingers come through. There will be the stun, but there's the boulder smash. Holding Miracle in place. He comes with the burrow strike. That's going to be Miracle
Oh.
down. But Tummerman's trying to find return kills. Missile holds back the Dazzle. But Infamous again, they're getting a kill and they're getting out. This time,
Applying that pressure.
this is the second time they've been able to take down the DK. They forced Matumberman to react by coming to the mid lane, and Liquid can't get a return kill.
And then look at this. He's actually got to level up on Mind Control and Luna. She's got to
Katara-
level up on the Brew. That's good, because that means he might be able to
On the
kill him with his
melee.
ult. Yeah, Kuro, they're going to get Kuro as
That's
well.
that's what the 4th time he's died this game.
This is 9-2. Who's the net worth leader, Owen? It's Viper.
it's-
Viper.
it is.
He
He's
had a
at the
tough
top.
lane, but he's turned it a boot.
These kills that he's been getting in the mid lane thanks to his team's rotations have
Yeah.
been massive for Pepita.
They're going to try and get Mind Control. They want to kill him before the Brew hits 6. That's when it gets really tricky. You want to punish him in lane. I think, how close is Katara
I
to
was going
level
to say,
6?
if they've got the Eclipse soon, they're definitely going to want to try and do something with that.
He's about 3/4 of the way there.
Yeah. One more wave and he'll be at it. If as long as Mind Control doesn't get too many denies.
Yeah, I think they're bringing people in because they realize what's going to happen. GH is going to come back in here now. There's the boulder.
They've got the Dazzle with the oh, that smash onto 2 as well
Wow.
with the heal bomb. Mind Control's down.
One more glaive. One more glaive does it.
Going the way of Katara as well. Big money there for the Luna. Mid lane Pepita versus Miracle. Miracle has the Elder Dragon form.
He's a big lad, by the way.
Oh, he is.
He's a big lad.
Absolutely massive. And he's flexing them guns here in the middle lane on his Viper. As you say, top net worth. Schofield, look at this rotation, Ted. He's coming in from
Oh my
behind.
goodness.
Miracle's
They're
already
not
half
going to
health.
kill him again.
They might do.
Three times in 7
They've got
minutes?
the chase down. They're going to get him with
Oh
the bonus
my
match.
God.
What is going on?
Schofield's Earth Spirit is absolutely winning them this early
It really
stages.
is. I mean, I've kind of lost count of how many kills he's been involved in, but it's got to be the majority of them, what we're seeing. Schofield, yeah, 5-1-5. Against
Unbelievable.
Team Liquid at 7 minutes in.
I mean, you'd be happy with 5 kills at the end of the game on Earth Spirit.
5-1, what a way to start the game for Infamous.
He's been involved in 10 of
Yeah.
their 11 kills. That's unbelievable.
And look at this up top. They're going to get more.
Yeah,
the roll's going to be off the
mind
mark.
control.
They are going in onto Katara. Katara turns.
Oh.
The crit from mind control brings him down. Axel's also in trouble. He's got the grave, the TP out. He's going to make it for sure.
All right, well, that wasn't great.
They limit their casualties.
Yeah, they did.
Only one goes down. It is their carry. So that's the bit of the bad news there for Infamous. But still, doing not too bad on the Luna Katara. Just a couple of hundred per time behind Matumaman's Gyrocopter. Gyro's still
I mean,
second.
Miracle's 1,000 behind the Viper
He's
now.
had a rough time mid. He's died 3 times.
He has. These rotations coming through, how have they gone unnoticed? I guess maybe they just timed it just right.
I think that just sort of the levels that they came in at was the problem as well. Because sure, normally Disruptor's pretty good against these sort of players because you can control them under the thing. But these were coming through when Kuro was still seeing a level 2, level 3.
Yeah, because he died early on a couple of times, didn't he?
The kills that they got down bottom to start with, certainly.
Liquid are going to try and make some action of their own here.
They've got the 6 on Brew. They want to use the primal split.
And they also got the timing on the...
Yeah, this is going to look pretty grim unless Infamous can do something big in terms of reaction. Pepita falling low. Axel can't close the gap for the Shallow Grave. The homing missile redirects itself towards the Dazzle. He does still get the Grave off. Stinger, he's thinking about this one, but the cooldown from Matumaman comes in, clips onto Stinger once. Stinger's already outside. Excel's looking to deny himself to the neutrals. Isn't going to make it. Miracle still finds the kill, and Liquid, they're moving in mid. They take down Schofield. This time, Liquid pulling themselves together, making use of the ultimates, not actually needing to use the primal split. With the cooldown, with Matumaman level 8, hitting that bit of an early power spike on the Gyro, get the job done. Now they'll be able to put some pressure onto this tier 1 tower as well. They spot out Stinger with that spirit. It will Burrow strike himself away.
Just great timing then from Liquid.
Yeah.
They knew exactly, all right, the lane's not been growing great, but don't worry, we're ready to fight now. Matu's 8, Miracle's 8. He's got his ult up. Let's go mid and take the tower. And they got a couple of kills to go with it.
I'll see what the plan next is for Infamous. They do need to try and secure Katara that space.
Oh, it's a re-smoke. It's a re-goose.
They've got the epicenter on Stinger. Level 5 on Schofield. Can they catch on top? At the moment, Matumaman is on his own on top. If they can get a jump in onto Matu, he's coming out, but he's all on his own.
They've lost him in the
They're
fog
going
there,
for the
I think.
longer wraparound. If Schofield might find him on the exit. No.
Oh,
they might be able to
Matu's
pincer
gone for the
him.
bounty. They've got him sandwiched
They've got the high
perfectly.
ground vision. Matu, he's miles away from any sort of teammates. They have the epicenter revved up, going straight in. It doesn't matter that the cooldown's out because Infamous, they've taken down Matumaman. GH
Perfect.
came through, but nothing he could do to react in time. That's a big kill for them to find, getting Matumaman out on his own.
And a perfect little smoke rotation then as well.
They might even get more. GH he came forward into this. He knew that there were 3 heroes here.
Wow.
And he gets too close. The Burrow strike from Stinger sets up for another kill for Infamous.
Not great. Liquid
little
may got
bit
a tower,
sloppy.
but yeah, sloppy. That's definitely the word I'd use.
And suddenly, it's the gaps between the cores very small. It's pretty much neck and neck in terms of net worth. This tower could potentially tilt it back in favor of Infamous, as it is so close. See if they get away with it. It looks like Liquid are going to come up and try and react. They don't necessarily push the tower that quickly. Yeah, Infamous are going to be have to be very careful about how they plan on sticking around here, and they've got no plans to do so at all. Already backing away. And Kuro, yeah, he's actually on the bottom lane, so no hope of a Disruptor play with the Glimpse as Kuro continues to sit down bottom, babysitting Miracle.
Miracle back up on top on net worth. He's just that good at farming. And of course, he's always got, Viper doesn't really have the potential to flash farm in the same way. So even though DK died 3 times mid, I always think he's going to have the potential to catch up. Taking towers as well really helps. So yeah, no concerns from Miracle. He's also one of those players, you've seen him in a ton of games. He gets shut down early on in lane. It's very difficult. Yeah, I saw a game with him recently where he was Invoker and it had gone really poorly. Fast forward 20 minutes, he's the highest net worth in the game and he's getting all the kills. Not a panicker, young Miracle.
Absolutely not. And going straight for the Shadow Blade off the drums this game so he can get those sort of crucial openers in the fight. So it's the little things as finding that Dazzle before any sort of save can come through. Well, setting up on those, they're looking to set up upon him. Scan as well from Liquid will clip onto Infamous inside the jungle down bottom, so they know that they're around here. Kuro and GH will, of course, play it safe, respectively. They're back away from this tier 1 tower. Looks like Infamous may get away with this. There is a Blink Dagger now on Mind Control's Brewmaster. And he does, of course, still have that Primal Split ready to go. So good timing on the Blink. Matsuma Man keeping that top lane forced in as well. Liquid setting up camp up there and very much happy to take a fight if Infamous do want to try and defend it. But Infamous just leave with a trade down bottom. It's the smart thing to do. They don't want to blindly take a fight into this Gyro Brewmaster.
Absolutely. I mean, especially the other thing with Gyro is you know that even if you farm, I mean, he's 4th at the moment, 5th now. It doesn't matter too much. He can flash farm so fast in the jungle, pick up some stacks and stuff. Yeah. He's always going to pick up. Kuro's still only level 4.
Yeah, a little slow on the levels this game for Kuro. As you say, did get bullied a bit earlier on.
0-4.
Static Storm.
Static Storm will be
very good. Game, yeah.
Very good
against him. If you can just drop it on top of the Dazzle, they can absolutely rip through Infamous's lineup. The Dazzle's been doing a lot. Axel makes some big plays with the heals and the Graves.
Yeah, he's done well.
And you can see it here in the comparison of the levels, just to get a picture of how Kuro is
way behind.
Further behind any of the other supports in the games.
They might be able to finish off this mid tower now. They know the Liquid's rotated top. They should be able to give this a little bit of a push. But Liquid did take that crucial first mid tower.
And they're also going to look to take this tier 2 on top as well, Liquid.
This tier 2, if they can get it, they might even be able to get it in time. Infamous just kind of standing back while they're trying to set up and catch Liquid out, but they're too wily, these lads.
See, they can bait in here. They do get the sleep onto the Luna. In they come. Mind Control as well. Jumping forward the spread, but the instant stun. They hold Mind Control back. They have the epicenter. Can they kill it before the Primal? They can't. Still gets the Primal split out. The Grave was there onto Kataro. Katara's still going to tick down though. They lose the Luna. They'll lose Dazzle as well. Liquid reacting with a fantastic defense, holding onto the tier 1 tower. They've taken down 2. They surround Pepita. They'll be able to find this Viper as well for sure. As Liquid putting a big stop to the plays of Infamous there in that situation. Stinger Burrow striking himself away. So Liquid, suddenly we're starting to see them climb ahead. They've got that 3k gold lead. It's these sort of plays. Sure, in the early game you might be able to outplay them in the sense of catching them off guard with some smart movements, but when it comes to execution of team fights, Liquid are always going to be expected to have the edge.
Yeah. They're so good. Liquid, I mean, Dazzle even got the full weave off on his team. It looked like, you know, maybe this is going to go okay, but they jumped that Luna so fast. Yeah. Elder Titan caught her out, big split, and then Brew top on top of her, so really, really tough.
Yeah, as we saw with them, they don't really quite have the burst damage to take down that Brew, take Mind Control out before he gets the chance to Primal Split.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to enter these fights expecting him to be able to do it each and every time.
Also, you really don't want your Luna to be the one at the front. You know, when you're taking some buildings, sure, but they kind of want the Viper up there. He's in big trouble. This rock
not getting out. This is Liquid.
Yeah, they're relentless.
I mean, Liquid are saying, I hope you enjoyed having your first few minutes of fun, Infamous, because now it's
playtime's over.
It's going to get a bit painful. And this is where it becomes very hard for Infamous to sort of shut Liquid back down. It's sort of that one bit of an opening that Liquid are able to abuse and get ahead. Very hard to
and level 6 now on Kuro, so he's back in there. Oh, his ult is back and everything. I kicked a cable.
And Miracle, of course, level 12. Shadow Blade is complete for this Dragon Knight. All 3 cores at the top of the net worth for Liquid.
That's just towers. That's just towers, Owen. Infamous still in this.
Sure.
I'm sure of it, yeah.
There's money for the taking on the map for sure from Infamous.
They still haven't got that mid. I mean, they tried. I feel like they spent a lot of time sort of standing around trying to get everything ready for what they knew was going to be a fight. I think they could have just maybe punched the building and backed, but they're going to try and get it now, maybe?
Let's see what they can do. Liquid smoking up, ready to punish Infamous for trying for this push.
It's a flank. It's a classic flank attack.
They're quite grouped up. Here's the jump in from Mind Control, coming in straight away with the Primal Split. Cooldown slow straight on top of the Viper. He'll be left alone as they throw the Dazzle up into the air. No chance for a Grave or a save to keep Pepita alive as they'll move from target to target. Excel going for the TP out, but it's going to be cancelled straight away by the Storm Panda. As Liquid claim 2. Down bottom though,
Ooh.
Infamous are able to find Miracle on his own because of Liquid going for that play in the mid lane. Still overall a 2-for-1 trade for Liquid. They did still lose the tower in the mid lane though. So Infamous, they are managing to trade objectives for these losses, but still
They got an
Liquid.
objective and they killed Miracle,
Yeah.
but yeah, they did lose heroes for it.
That's always going to be the big problem.
I mean, Liquid just have to basically play their game, right? They just have to, they know all their heroes, you know, they know what they need to do. They just need to go around it nice and steady. You feel like Infamous had that good start, but whether they could turn that into a winning situation, I'm not so sure. It's going to be very, very difficult. They need to keep outplaying Liquid, but we've seen time and again, Liquid are so good in these team fights at executing, at catching people out of position, and they just know exactly what needs to be done in each fight. What's the primary target? How do we get there? Their movements are really good. Their smokes are really good. So the problem is with Infamous is they need to put Liquid so far on the back foot that Liquid kind of lose their way, but I don't think you could do that.
And these fights are so hard for Infamous in the sense they have this SK, Earth Spirit. They're going to want to be rolling in on the front lines, but Liquid, they can punish any sort of group up with the Echo Stomps,
Yeah.
the Static Storms, the
Oh, they're going to go in on
They are going
Matu.
to find Matu here. The silence looks like Liquid are just going to leave him be. They are sort of backing away. They know
Ditched.
there's nothing they can do to save him. They didn't have Static Storm back up. So yeah, Infamous getting away with the Gyrocopter kill.
Luna now top on net worth. They need her to be big because what they need to do is if they get
And they see
if they get a
Miracle.
kill, yeah, they've seen him. I think they've seen him,
They've got it. They've got the sentry down.
so they just
managed
thought
to
better
clip
of
him.
it.
And not really too much they can do in terms of jumping in. Epicenter isn't back online.
Also, you don't really want to ever have to focus the DK down.
No. Especially when you know that the rest of the team's behind
Yeah.
him. Yeah. Now going to try and go on him though. See if they can do this. They do at the break. Take
They're
the
gonna
passive
get
off.
him.
In fact, they are bringing him down very low with a magical poison taking him down. Miracle's gone. Mind Control's going to try and find return as he opens up straight away onto Pepita. Epicenter comes in though, straight away on top of this GH.
kicked him away.
They're keeping Pepita alive. The armor doing so much for him, but finally the boulder flies in. They lose Pepita. Now,
This Brewmaster controlling up this Dazzle is really changing the fights here for
Mind Control,
Liquid.
he wants to chase. He's got his eyes on the Earth Spirit. But they do try and kick him back up top as well. Matuma Man chasing down Axel, tries to go for the shallow grave. But the missile's there in time. They lose the Dazzle.
Honestly, like the problem is the Brew splits and just spins Dazzle in the air the entire time.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
so
what can he do?
disruptive. It's a very hard game for Axel and the Dazzle to find the positions he's needed to be in. He's always being forced to just throw everything out very early.
Yeah.
He can't. Oh, Stinger. No. I don't know if this man gets out. No, they've got Dust, they've got Sleep. They've got a field as well to hold old Stinger in place. And Sand King will go down.
Picked off. He's almost got a Yules, I think, on the Sand King.
Very chaotic game though.
Yeah.
I mean, 20 minutes in, 15 to 16. Liquid, of course, with the lead, 3K at the moment. But I mean, look at Katara's farm. This Luna is top of the board. She's
Yeah.
still ahead of Matuma Man. Katara's getting a lot of space, and with his Masker Ban is sweeping through the jungle. He's very close to having the Manta style finished,
Yeah.
which
that'll
is
be
certainly
big.
going to help. But
Well, I mean, what they need is to get her in a position where they want to fight near some buildings.
Yeah.
And then Luna goes to town. But the problem is, I think until then, they just need to hope that she can go and farm without getting caught. I mean, Liquid have good catch with the Disruptor. It is difficult. I think you got the Shadowblade DK as well to set things up, but she's very fast. She could just keep moving around the map and farming and avoiding fights until she's really scary big.
leading from Miracle's ready though. It is around this tier 2 tower. He's hunting for the backlines behind Pepita. But Pepita's sort of out on his own. They may just look to just play underneath the tower if
Does
Liquid
he
feel that they're
suspect?
strong enough.
I don't think he has any idea this
Stinger
is
is
coming.
around, but Kuro's there ready to keep him on the sidelines. Pepita gets opened up to straight away. Primal Split popped as well.
Oh, Dazzle.
Oh, he TP'd straight into the Static Storm.
Oh.
Excel, not the play. Old Stinger does rev up the epicenter. He's looking for Kuroki, but he's got to use the Burrow Strike defensively to get himself out. So Infamous have lost 2. Tier 2 tower now in threat for Liquid, but at the same time, Kataro, he's going to force some reactions up top. Matuma Man TP's in, but look,
Oh!
Schofield was there ready with the
Schofield!
trap. Oh!
He came
What
out
a
of nowhere.
play! Matu did
Ambushed.
not expect the Earth Spirit to be there to back up the Luna at all. And now GH is in trouble. They have the Eclipse. GH is going to fall as
what
well.
a turnaround.
And they get the tower. Kataro and Schofield. I mean, Schofield has just been next leveling them with the positions. Miracle's going to come in with the Shadow Blade, but Kataro, he's already
gone.
out of that. So's Schofield.
These Earth Spirit plays coming out of Schofield, I tell you what. That's keeping, it really is. It got them in that early, it did great for them in the early game. It might just keep them in this game in the mid-game period.
5, 2, and 12. Still in 17 of the 18 kills. He's only missed out on one of them so far this game.
What a monster.
Very impressive play from this map. And that was as well, you know, Matumamani popped a BKB charge. Just one of the BKB charges gone on his way down in that last fight. Just as he fell. Just didn't have the chance to get it out soon enough.
Very defensive so far from Gyro. Hasn't really got much in terms of like offensive items. Got the BKB, but compare that to Luna.
I found him here.
Yeah.
And they may get him. Mind controls coming forward. Jumps forward onto Axel. You have the cooldown straight away onto Pepita. They've lost their dazzle on the back lines. Axel's down. Schofield and Olstinger come through, but the BKB's out from Matuma. It might not matter though. These guys are just right-clicking down the gyro. The sleep through for GH holds them back. Pepita pops the stick charge. He's looking for this off Kuro. He'll get it. Olstinger burrow strikes in onto GH. Pepita's just kiting them. Look at this kite from the fight, but they just can't quite get him. Now they do. Miracle gets the kill, but GH falls. It's a 3 for 2 at the moment. Infamous coming out in top of the numbers. Finally, the equalizer will be there. 3 for 3. Kataro gets out. So the trade ended
really
3 for
messy
3.
fight there, Owen. Messy, messy, messy. All over the place,
Man,
that one.
I mean, if Liquid can get the Roche off the back of it, that will be a clear win for them. But look, Schofield's still alive.
You know what? You fancy him to nick it. You do fancy him to nick it.
If there is ever going to be a player this game to do a big play like that, it certainly is going to be Schofield from what we've seen so far.
Or he'll miss it and go to pieces.
It's so hard to time. He's hiding himself very well there, making sure the courier doesn't spot him. Can he really go for anything like this? On the side, they've got the vision off. They've got the boulder smash. They don't have the eclipse though, so the damage is limited. Schofield's going to be caught out. The grave!
Last second grave.
Can he get out? He rolls away. The glimpse from Kuro's there.
Brutal.
Holds Schofield down.
He gave him a little fuck
It's
you
buying
kick
time
at the
though.
end
Roshan's still at half health.
That's true.
Stinger's going to be back up in a second on the Sand King, and he has the epicenter available. Miracle's now lost the Elder Dragon form. Infamous may still be able to take this Roche fight.
Do they still at least? They don't have Disruptor ult just yet. I think it'll be up in a bit.
And it looks like Infamous aren't really making a beeline straight for it. Maybe if they headed straight over, they could have, but they are just going to let Liquid get away with this one, as it seems. Maybe, as you say, yeah, Static Storm, cooldown, Split is still there. It is still scary to fight into. Primal Split as well.
But that was where you really don't want to have to fight. There was like uphills, downhills. Everybody's on a different level, split up, different targets. Very difficult.
Katara is definitely going to be a threat in these fights, though. This Luna still at the top. Going, straight for the butterfly. Ask the Manta, what's he got in the curry? Anything tasty? It is, the full BKB, isn't it? Yep. So with the BKB and Manta, it's pretty hard for Liquid to take him down as long as he can get that BKB off before any sort of initial stun.
Yeah.
Because their lineup at the moment is majority magical damage. Sure, the DK is still going to punch a little bit with the Elder Dragon form, but Kataro with the backup of Axel, and Axel has been getting some good defensive weaves out, building that armor up.
But he needs to avoid getting controlled up by the Brew.
It's a free tower for Infamous down bottom.
I think if the Dazzle can get an Ether Lens and just stay back, get a Glimmer maybe instead, just hang back, avoid it going anywhere near the Brew, and just try and hit the spells on the Luna whenever he can. But otherwise, he's just kind of getting spun around in the air. Courier could be in trouble.
Miracle was hunting for it, but someone had their eyes on it, was keeping the Courier safe. They've been very good with the sentries, Infamous. We've seen a lot of times they've had the eyes on Miracle's movements with the Shadow Blade. So the plan is here. Infamous keep pushing down bottom. Liquid, they're almost certainly going to want to try and force Infamous back rather than go back themselves. So who's is going to make the first movement. Miracle is going to start heading down here. But again, it's hard. I mean, in the jungle, you see there's an Observer Sentry matchup that Infamous got laid down. They are, I believe, he must have gone under cover of that, so they know where he is at.
They're just avoiding Liquid at the moment. I think they know they've got the Aegis. They don't want to fight them. But equally, they're just getting things pushed out. They've got the bot lane and the top lane sort of pushed more or less, bot lane especially, to where they want it. And now they can maybe, when Liquid go, rotate to deal with that, push mid out, and just try and wait this Aegis out. You do not want to have to fight them when they've got the Aegis up, that's for sure.
And Liquid, of course, they certainly do want to fight with this Aegis up and with the smoke. See what they can find in terms of a hero to catch.
But look how spread out Infamous are. They're all over the map. They're just saying, nope, if you catch one of us, that's fine. You're not going to catch all five.
I mean, this is the hero you don't mind losing.
Yeah.
Sure. Just let him tank the gang.
Gets the weave.
He's
gets
getting
the grave.
on. He's buying time. I mean, Stinger's actually thinking about coming in. He's revealed himself on the sidelines, goes for the Burrow Strike and the Epicenter, but the Static Storm is laid straight down. Pepita's also trying to come in on the sidelines for this, and in fact they do have the Eclipse of the Boulder Smash. Straight in they go, looking for the Brew. They've got him. That's going to be Brew down. They lose the Gyro's Aegis as well. The BKB Luna moving in. Kataro going ham, forcing GH back. GH will be fine for now. Kataro's going to turn for the bigger kill, looking for Matuma Man. Matuma Man pops the BKB. He's still alive for now. They have to try and get this Luna out there. Are they going to get the chance? He turns again. They get the kill onto the Gyro. Jump forward for Stinger. Burrow Strike out onto the DK, but the sleep stomps there from GH. Holds down Kataro. Kataro will fall. Stinger trying to get back to safety. He will not be fine, though. They have the glimpse. Kuro has the vision, but the Burrow Strike's still there. GH is trying to chase, but Stinger, he may just be speedy enough to get out of it. He's got the Sandstorm, the blink out. Stinger's going to be fine. Back into the hands of Excel, who has the heal. So they did have to expend the buyback on the Viper, but still, they got rid of the Aegis. They actually killed Matuma Man after they did that.
Yeah.
They find the Brew as well before the Primal splits out. Liquid's still coming out on top, but again, you've got to admire the way that Infamous are playing this game. 27 minutes, 25 to 23. Liquid have a lead. It's only a 3K
It's only
lead, though.
3K, absolutely. The problem in that fight was, if it hadn't been for the Aegis, whole fight is different.
Yeah.
They killed the Gyro
Yeah.
nice and early, really good stuff. Luna was still around, but then once she started getting biffed by what was left of Liquid, it was very difficult. Dazzle, of course, got killed really early on. Again, I mean, he just got unlucky. You wandered face first into the
I mean, it's
into the
crazy
smoke
as
game.
well, because we saw how they went on the Dazzle. We were like, well, maybe they just want to sort of sack the Dazzle, but no, Infamous, they wanted
They
to take that
piled in
fight.
there.
And fair play, they knew that they did have good potential.
Yeah.
They got some good kills out off the back of that. Kataro survives this. Luna still just sailing away at the top of the net worth. Now, I mean, once he has the Butterfly, we saw already without the Butterfly,
Yeah.
he offers a hefty bit of a punch. You know, but Matuma and this Gyro, sure has a BKB, but other than that,
And
he's
some
gonna take
serious building taking,
Yeah,
Owen. Let's
absolutely.
talk about building hitting.
If they get a team fight, Infamous are going to be knocking on your doors very, very quickly. See
Are
what
we
they-
on the verge of an upset here, Owen? Is that what's potentially happening?
You never know in games like this, because at the same time, Liquid, if they take one fight,
Yeah, it could all be
suddenly
over.
they're going to be 10K
It could
ahead.
all be
back.
over.
But Infamous, absolutely, I think a lot of people would not have expected to see such a performance from them. They have really shown up so far in this game one of the series, very impressively. Liquid coming in with the smoke though, Excel's on the front line, see how they react. Miracle's got the Shadow Blade, opens up onto the Dazzle, BKB popped as well. They have the Static Storm controlling this SK. Heals himself up, buys some time, can he get out of there? Has the Sandstorm, the Earth Splitter comes through though. They lose 2. Infamous giving up 2 kills as Liquid get themselves a successful smoke rotation off.
This Dazzle is just having a miserable time of it.
Yeah,
Liquid
every
just absolutely pummeling
I mean,
him
you
every
saw,
time.
yeah, the commitment there from Miracle. Pops the Dragon
Yeah.
Form, pops the BKB. He says, we just got to get rid of this Dazzle. Then it's very hard for Infamous to do anything in return. And he's going to be able to get some more usage out of the Elder Dragon Form as they start to push in on this bottom lane. And take the tier 2 at the least. We'll see if they can do anything more down here. Sand King does have buyback.
Yeah, I don't think you want to have to buy back with 20 seconds left. They'll have the Dazzle back. Like I said, I think Infamous are doing right. If they don't want to have to fight here, push the other lanes out and then go back. And when the SK's back, I think Liquid should probably leave anyway, but we'll see.
Yeah, they may just take the tier 3 and
Oh,
back.
just-
Yeah.
yeah.
Elder Dragon Form's gone. They don't have that extra bit of help to the push, and Liquid will play it safe. Kataro takes that middle tower, as you say. Does get the split push, gets the middle tower. And he is going to be very close to his Butterfly. He had the Eagle song. Yeah, I think he's got the quarterstaff in the Courier. It's just 300 away.
close, very
Butterfly
close.
is going to be there. Of course, there's no sort of true strike on Liquid's lineup. No sort of MKB coming out as of yet. And if there is going to be down the line, it's going to take a long time as neither of these cores want to be buying that item early on. Matumba himself, of course, just going for the evasion, the Butterfly as well. Bottom lane. Miracle has his eyes on Pepita.
Don't know if he can kill him in time, but he's got 6 levels on him now.
Yeah, Miracle off the back of these last fights has been getting a lot. And Miracle actually, Miracle does have the Hyper Stones.
Yeah.
So he's halfway there.
He's pretty tough.
Yeah, he's preparing for that Butterfly that is now there for Katara.
God, his attack speed now. Sanjay Yasha as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty scary.
When he's in
I
his
think
Dragon
he's going to
form.
go for it. He's like, okay, he's left.
He does have GH here as well.
He does.
So with the auras, still, it's not the easiest of targets, and he's a little unsure if there potentially could be backup. So they'll play it safe. They'll get away. I mean, this is, Liquid have to do this. They've got to respect Infamous in this game. Infamous are making some good moves.
Also, because they got their tier 3, I think now what they can do is push the lanes in, get some shrines, and maybe even think about getting the next Roche before they go high ground.
So what they can find down here, GH, he just throws the Spirit out and TP's out, just sort of teasing with Infamous, and won't let them get the grab. There we have it. Big damage boost as well as Mind Control. He has the Assault Cuirass.
Yeah.
So with AC, with the MKB nearly done on Miracle, Liquid, they do have sort of that physical punch that they were lacking before to sort of hit through those
Definitely.
BKBs and deal with the extra additional armor that Infamous are going to have being built up by that Axel Dazzle's Weave.
I think this is kind of the problem. When you have one hero that's got all the farm like the Luna, I mean, she's done well. She's generally not their opening target because she's kind of hard to kill now. They blow up the Dazzle, and then the rest of the heroes just don't have the damage, I don't think.
But Peter, he is just heading in on the front lines. He will be forced back by Schofield. Glimpses there from Kuro, but Liquid, you can see they really don't want to jump straight in on that.
Yeah.
They know that they have to do a very sort of smart initiation, and they can't afford to jump on these sort of tankier cores like the Viper that are being flaunted in front of them intentionally by Infamous in an attempt to get them to bite.
Like a worm on a hook, Owen.
Yep. Trying to fish him in.
And it's back.
Roche is...
The Roche man.
It's a hard fight for both teams. Arguably, I'd say definitely harder for Infamous because there is such good team fight from Liquid.
You got the cooldown, you've got Elder Titan, you've got Disruptor, Brewmaster, and then DK can tank a lot of your damage. Meanwhile, Infamous have
you're looking at the
Lunar
Epicenter and the
Eclipse,
Earth Spirit.
big Epi, and a big Earth Spirit ult, but...
And if they get the BKBs off in time on
yeah,
Liquid.
maybe if they can get a good weave and maybe Dazzle doesn't die, possible.
I'm going to try for it here, Liquid, though. As they head into the pit. Infamous are sort of split back up across the map. You've got Katara down bottom at the moment.
I mean, he can force them out of the pit here by pushing.
Yeah, he can push incredibly fast down on this bottom lane.
I think he's going to go for the tier 3.
I think you've got to. He's going to realize that they're in the pit. He's going to go for it. They have lost Roshan, though, as Aegis is picked up by Matuma Man. Stinger jumping in with the Burrow Strike onto Mind Control. Mind Control does still have the split available. He's trying to hold it for now. Miracle takes down the Dazzle. Now the Primal Split comes out. They get the glimpse back onto Stinger. Trying him into the pit. Bottom lane, though, Katara popping the BKB. Can he find the racks in time? He's trying his best. Miracle's bringing him low. No, Katara just keep hitting it. Oh, he decides to try and run back in the trees. I think if he kept hitting...
I think he might have. It was close.
He may have just got it.
Oh, dodges the static field. I feel like...
I think he needed to keep it.
I think it looks closer than it was. He could have got it, but yeah, very tough. But they have got the lanes all pushed in. I do think this is the right way to do it. The Roche went down so fast, though. I think it just only needed another 5 seconds and they would have got it, but the Roche went down very quickly. I kind of thought Infamous were going to disrupt the Roshan attempt a bit more, just delay them even just for 10 seconds and they could have got a lane of racks, but instead, DD, a timely DD on Gyro, and he's just going to go push bot.
We'll see if Liquid can force out the buyback on Katara. It's 35 seconds, no Luna. Matsu in onto the racks down bottom. They may just have to let this set go at least by the looks of it, as they don't seem to show intention of buying back as of yet. So 1 racks.
Oh, that's quick.
Go in the way of Liquid. Straight towards mid they go.
This is that horrible point. You got 17 seconds. You know you by holding on for your buyback, you're going to have to lose another lane of racks and just save the third.
And it's gone. 2 sets of racks for Liquid.
We talked about pushing fast with the Luna. Well, guess what? DK pushes pretty fast as well.
I think Matsu, he seems to sense that the game may be over as he's queuing up a Divine Rapier mid lane, trying to jump in onto the DK, but the force is there. Saving Miracle for now. Schofield tries to roll away. They're trying to commit. Look at the back lines. You got Katara coming in with the Eclipse. Straight away manning up with the BKB. Can he take down Miracle in time? He can. Miracle's down once. Has the Aegis. Matuma Man turning back up. They've got the Lucid Beam. Sorry, no, it was Matuma with the Aegis. Miracle's down for good. But still, it's Liquid cleaning up. It's a triple kill for Mind Control. Pepita is going to fall as well for sure. As he tries to run, he's not getting out of there. They have buyback available on 3, but GG is called. Liquid will take game 1. But Infamous, definitely an admirable show in this opening game of the series. Not the walk in the park that Liquid may have expected, as there were some signs of brilliance there.
Absolutely. I thought Infamous definitely gave them a game. Turned up. It was no cakewalk for Liquid. There were definitely some points where I thought that Infamous actually got pretty close to causing an upset. But I mean, early on, it was all Infamous. They were all over the place in the lanes, kicking people's asses
Yeah.
left, right, and center, and it didn't look great for Liquid. I mean, I still suspected they'd win, but at the same time, it didn't look as casual as it might have done. It certainly looked like Infamous did better than I think people expected.
I mean, if you look at how Infamous played in this game, and if you're Liquid going into game 2, do you think you're looking at any of these heroes and saying we've got to take them away from them? Like, do you take away that Earth Spirit? Because it was pretty hot at the
It
start.
was very good.
Skyfall.
I think they could just pick it. I know that they love Earth Spirit as well, but I don't think Liquid need to change too much about what they did. They had a very steady
Liquid's
plan,
like,
and they executed it, and they didn't panic. They knew that if you give up some early kills to Infamous, it's annoying, and people are going to start going, oh my goodness. But I mean, I thought Infamous just needed to take an objective.
Yeah.
If they could have got a fight and taken a lane of racks,
If they could have got the Roshans
exactly,
as well.
or got a Roshan, then something might have happened. But as it is, they were winning these little fights, these skirmishes, but the main battles were still going to Liquid. I think that was what cost them in the end.
Yeah, I mean, well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1, that's best of 3. Anything could happen.
Anything.
Infamous certainly showing some impressive stuff.
Yeah, but
in
Fog's
this
hair
match.
is safe because he said they had to be
It did.
2-0'd.
It had to be
and there was not 2-0. The
2-1s
best it could be now is 2-1.
doesn't count. So,
Yeah.
Fog, yeah, he'll get to hold on to
Your
his
hair
hair
is
for
safe.
now. But yeah, I think the panel's getting. Ted, do we have a break or not, or do we go to the panel? We don't
No
have a
break.
break. Right, you guys better be ready then.
Ship it.
Back to the panel.